This podcast is designed to inspire and propel you to a newfound level of empowerment and clarity. Through cultivating the art of thinking, you'll learn how to detangle your thought knots and train your brain to break through obstacles. You'll learn to focus on what matters most and make effective choices to become a remarkable you. Hello everyone, my name is Pamela Pitcher and welcome to my podcast. As a master of neurolinguistic programming, a motivational coach, and a hypnotherapist, I'll be sharing tips, tools, and techniques to help you awaken to the best you. Hello everyone. In this podcast, we are going to look at beliefs and how they help us to live our true potential or not. How we live our life depends on what we believe. And the mind is a powerful thing. It's full of thoughts, and one thought can change our lives. It can propel us to greatness. All inventions, scientific breakthroughs, architecture began with an idea, a thought. There was an interesting study I read about some time ago. A woman had interviewed 100 cancer survivors in the hope of finding out what these survivors had in common. Each person had been given a terminal diagnosis, yet they were still alive and healthy, enjoying life 10 or 12 years after the diagnosis. She found no common patterns in the treatment received by these people. Treatments varied from surgery to chemotherapy, nutritional programs, and so on. The one thing that these survivors had in common was that they all believed the method of treatment they were getting was going to work. The belief, not the treatment, made the difference and was their common thinking trait. You may have thought or acted. And since you don't really know what is real, you must form a matter of faith. And beliefs are very powerful influencers in our lives. Many wars have been started and many people have died because of conflicting beliefs. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. So how to get from can't to can? Positive beliefs are a great source of motivation and inspiration. Limiting beliefs, on the other hand, keep us from realizing our true potential. If I say to myself something like, I'm not good enough, that thought is my belief about myself. And for those of you who listen to my Flexing Your Perspective series, you will know that there are many elements that affect what we think, such as where we're born, our family, our education, culture, and so on. We know that what we think may or may not be true because we are thinking what we're thinking based on our conditioning, and it's the same with beliefs. Can you think of something you used to believe but don't believe now? Some of you may know of Byron Katie. She's an American speaker and author who teaches a method of self-inquiry known as the work. In 1986, while in a halfway house for women with eating disorders, living in depression, she experienced a life-changing realization. She said, I discovered that when I believed my negative thoughts, I suffered, but that when I didn't believe them, I didn't suffer, and this is true for every human being. Freedom is as simple as that. I found that suffering is optional. I found a joy within me that has never disappeared, not for a single moment. You see, her depression turned on a dime with that realization. And now she's taught the work to people all over the world and written several books helping people to overcome their negative beliefs, because it's so important. From my perspective, the place to start for overcoming your limiting beliefs is to acknowledge their existence. Listen to that voice in your head. What do you say to yourself in the morning when you wake up? What do you say to yourself when you look in the mirror? What do you say to yourself at work? Do you say, I'm doing a great job, or something like, I'm so stupid, I never get this right? What do you say to yourself when you're looking for love? Have you been hurt and say, I'll never love again? Hey, guess what? If you truly believe that to be true, you will never love again. And wouldn't a more empowering thought be, I'm in the process of finding a deeply rewarding relationship, and I'll instinctively know when the time is right. The question to ask is this: is this belief serving me? Or, how is this belief serving me? If it's not serving you, get rid of it. It's time for something new, to wipe the slate clean. Choose new words. Every word is a universe. There are words you use that are toxic. Never use them again. Words like entitlement, blame, deserve, envy, I can never, I'm not worthy. Take these words out of your present toxic perception. When I was 15, one of my best friends, Lynn, was going out with a guy named Frank. And Frank was very cool. He had a 1970s, because it was a 1970s, haircut, with the feathered back hair, blonde, stunning blue eyes, carried his pack of smokes rolled up in his sleeve, and he drove a hot car. I think it was a Camino. After school one day, Lynn, Frank, and I were having a coffee and chatting. Out of the blue, he looked at me and yelled, "Shut the F up. Just shut up. All you ever do is complain, complain, complain. And don't you have anything good to say?" Wow, I was taken aback. I was absolutely shocked. I didn't even know where that come from. I didn't even realize I was complaining. You see, my mom was a complainer. She'd been raising 4 kids as a single mom, and it was really tough. Quite simply, I learned to complain from my mom. And I actually thought that was what conversation was based on. That's what conversation was about. I took what Frank said to heart, and I made a conscious effort to stop complaining. For weeks, I found myself about to say something and then realized, oh gosh, I'm about to complain. Then I had to stop and think of something positive or interesting to say. It took some time, but I did it. You see, with every complaint, I was programming my belief system, and my beliefs were holding me back. I stopped being a victim of my own thinking there and then. It wasn't a fun exercise. Getting rid of negative beliefs is work that leads us to feeling uncomfortable. But here's the key: we must be uncomfortable to learn. I started choosing my thoughts because I was about to voice them, and I didn't want to be a downer. I didn't want to be a bummer to be with. I wanted to be a fun person to be with. I wanted you to enjoy my company. And we all get into patterns. And it's just good to shake it up a bit from time to time, because your comfort zone is a nothing space. It's a zone that has kept you alive, but to awaken to the best you need to step outside your comfort zone and do something that you've never tried. Attitude is a way of thinking or viewing something. A workable attitude supports full participation in life, living on purpose. An unworkable attitude detracts from participation. We miss out on amazing experiences that we could have both enjoyed and learned from. So learn to manage your state of mind. Beliefs lead to potential, and where there's potential, then there's a positive action which leads to the results that you want. It's time to take responsibility for your life by fully participating in creating your future. Is the belief serving me or hindering me? If it's not serving you, then change that thought. Don't give it any power. Life is hard enough without beating ourselves up. When Frank told me to shut the up, I could have said, wow, I'm a horrible person to be around. I'd better just stop talking. But I didn't. I took the initiative to change myself for the better. And for that, I'll always be grateful for Frank. He was more cool than he realized back then. Everyone makes mistakes in life, but that doesn't mean they have to pay for it the rest of their life. Sometimes good people make bad choices. It doesn't mean they are bad. It means they're human. At the core, you are pure potential, and you are pure potential. The voice that chatters in your head all day long tells you things based on past conditioning. It's over. The past is the past. You are not your thoughts. There is tremendous energy pretending that you're something you're not, or something people think you should be. You are unique. You are remarkable in your own right. In every moment, you're drawing to yourself the need to learn the lessons required for the evolution of your soul. You are not a victim, but a creator. The road to the moment of who you could be is chosen now. This is the moment of potential creation for everyone. So go on, try something new, and step out of that comfort zone. Please remember to subscribe and share across social media. I'd really appreciate that. And I'd also love to see your thoughts, so please send your feedback my way so I know how to help you the most. Thank you again. Ciao for now.